Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. Mark Bargy, the voice of the Mustangs, here with you live for JV girls soccer action in the season opener. We are a little more than halfway through the first half here. We appreciate your patience as we got set up for our first live stream of the year. Our goal is always to get the full varsity games to you, and the JV games we get as much as we can as soon as we can get the broadcasting equipment set up. Mustangs on top here early in the first half. 3 goals in a row scored by the Mustangs. One on a direct free kick. The other scored the old-fashioned way. As the Mustangs show a lot of life here on opening night of season 13. No, substitutions do not stop the clock.
Way better than lacrosse. We even get confused.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody keeps all the rules straight in lacrosse. Boys lacrosse is pretty straightforward. That's just hockey on grass. Off the crossbar, another chance and a save made by the Mustangs goalkeeper. Kendall Bass on the save. And the Mustangs narrowly escape catastrophe there. Knights again in control. They're open. And nobody there to help. The easy save made by the goalkeeper again. Mustangs trying to get it out of the backfield. And we'll get a violation called here that'll give the ball to the Mustangs. Knights with another opportunity, but not able to keep it in bounds. It'll go to the corner. Actually go to the Mustangs goalkeeper. And the officials are signaling that it will be the Knights' ball. We can get it to the right spot on the field. And I was right the first time. It is going to the corner. The Knights with their first corner kick opportunity of the evening in the JV contest. Good placement to the center, and the shot is high and short. That's going to go out of bounds. The Mustangs will let that one roll, and it'll be Wekiva's ball. We'll get a substitution into the game. In fact, we'll get 3. The Knights sub in 3 players. Or strike that, the Mustangs subbing in 3. The Knights will replace 1. Out of bounds, the ball to the Knights, and we'll get a whistle here. Violation will give the ball back to the Mustangs. And one of the Knights took it directly into the face, and she is hurting. Yes. And we will signal for injury stoppage time here. Two minutes, 54 seconds remaining in this first half of the JV contest. Knights doing much better with time of possession here in the closing minutes of the first half than they did early, but nothing to show for it as of yet. We've had no score since the 15-minute mark of the first half. And so it looks like this is how the Mustangs are going to go into the break. Knights rewarded possession, but they won't have time to take advantage of it. That takes us to halftime. No score in the last 15 minutes of the first half, and so the Mustangs will head into the break with a 3-0 lead thanks to the lead they established in the opening 15 minutes. It's 3-0 ball game here on opening night of season 13 at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. For those of you joining us on the webcast, we're going to be muting the audio in just a moment so that we do not run afoul of YouTube's copyright policies by webcasting copyrighted music, but rest assured we're not going anywhere. We'll be joining you once again in about 10 minutes. Welcome back to Mustang Field here at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. Mark Barchi, the voice of the Mustangs, here with you for the second half. A good first opening 15 minutes for the Mustangs. No score happened in the back 15 minutes of the first half, but the Mustangs got out to a strong start and got up to a 3-0 lead. Then the time of possession favored Ocoee much more in the back 15 minutes. We'll see if they can keep that momentum going or if the Mustangs are able to steal it back. Good look there by Nereda Castillo. Knights make the save, though. Castillo makes short work of the Knights' possession. She'll have to settle for kicking it out of bounds, though. And that'll be a violation as the Knights goalkeeper kicks it into the arms of her teammates. And there we go. A little corrective action by the official, and we'll kick it away. Mustangs able to take over control, and the Knights will have to kick the ball away. It'll stay with the Mustangs. Castillo inbounds. Laura Mendoza chases it down, gets a good look, and will punt it into an army of Knight defenders. The Knights will wipe out trying to defend Mendoza. And the Knights finally able to clear it into the Mustangs' half of the field. They don't have anybody down there to help out, though, and Mustangs are going to try to see if they can chase it down here. Bethune brings it under control. Knights there and ready, though. Good legwork there by number 21. Torres breaks it up. Gets it out to Victoria Ryan. Is able to get it back over the other side of midfield. A little help from her teammate, Imani Gonzague. Mustangs makes the Knights nervous there. Goalkeeper has to come all the way to the front of the box to fish that one out before any teammates can get there. And a drop kick will send the ball back to midfield. Collision at midfield goes the Knights' way. 5 minutes gone in the second half. No serious scoring threats as of yet. Mustangs still holding on to their dominance in the opening 15 minutes of the contest. Mustangs misjudged the position of the ball, and an open shot maybe, but it's deflected away by Alexandra Torres. Mustangs get away with one there. It'll still be the Knights' ball, though. Corner kick coming up here for the Knights. Romanachi Rosato keeps the ball from getting too dangerously close. Still with the Knights, though, at the sideline. Ball gets very close to the sideline and just barely kept in bounds by Anna Bethune. Mustangs take control and get it back onto the Knights side of the field. Victoria Ryan had a good look there, but the Knights take it back away. Got some open field in front of them. And we'll get an offsides call. Mustangs get some open field in front of an opportunity. And the shot is deflected away. Good look by Imani Gonzague. But the Mustangs will walk away empty-handed. We'll have a substitution. Wesley Rodriguez checks into the game for the Mustangs. We'll get a tripping violation that'll leave it with the Knights. And an anemic kick from the goalkeeper almost sets up Nerida Castillo for an easy goal, but it is just a little bit wide left. Mustangs get their attackers into position. Vasquez, who just came into the game, comes back to it. Pass back to Mendoza is lost to the Knights. Knights being double teamed. They'll get called for tripping there. Free kick awarded to the Mustangs, and it bounces off the wrong side of Ayanna Bethune's hip. No Knights around to take advantage, though. We'll pause here for a substitution for the Knights. Tina Vasquez came in on the last substitution for the Mustangs. We also want to let you know that the concession stand is now open, so if you need a cold beverage or a bag of chips or perhaps a snack to get you through to the end of the game, they are now open and would appreciate your patronage. Laura Mendoza gets the ball out to midfield where it's taken over by Victoria Ryan. Ryan looking for some help. Tries to get a pass off. Castillo not able to get there in time. Knights take over possession. Gonzague had an open attacker, but the Knights get in the way. "13 minutes gone here in the second half. Knights have some open field in front of them. One person to beat. And some fast footwork there by Rodriguez. Keeps the Knights at bay. Mustangs put some leg into it to get the ball back to midfield, take over possession. They'll have to fritter away some time to get the rest of their teammates caught up, though. Nearly half of the second half gone. We'll be expecting the water break to occur probably within the next 1 to 2 dead balls. Pass to Ryan. Ryan trying to get around. Not able to do so. Swing and a miss from Torres. And it'll pick up an offsides call. Mustangs will get a direct kick as we cross the 15-minute mark. That takes us to the midpoint of the second half, and we'll pause here for a water break and an official timeout. All right, welcome back to live second half action. We're now in the last 15 minutes of the JV contest tonight. Mustangs up 3-0. We haven't had any scoring since, ironically, we started the webcast. We were, of course, we always aim to get the full varsity contest on the live stream. We start the JV contest if we are able to get the equipment set up early, which we were tonight. Unfortunately, we missed all the action. This webcast started right after about the 16th, 17th minute of the first half, and all the scoring was done in the first 15 minutes. We'll see if we can get any more exciting action in the last 15 minutes of tonight's game. Knights get tripped up there. Mustangs trying to take advantage. That's Victoria Ryan getting in the middle of that. 2-on-1, she comes away with it. Pass to Gonzague. Through traffic. Mustangs trying to catch up before the Knights can react. And the Knights escape. Monty Hall takes a shot at it, but looked like the golf club skipped on the green a little bit. Monty Gonzague with a nice takeaway there, has an opportunity here, but runs right into a Knights defender. Mustangs continue to keep the pressure up, though, here in the last several minutes. The Knights had a good run in the late first half and early second half of keeping control of the ball and preventing the Mustangs from having any scoring opportunities. Wekiva now has had 2 or 3 decent looks at a scoring opportunity in the last few minutes. The Knights, down 3 goals, will need to have a significant momentum swing here if they're to get back into this contest with just under 12 minutes remaining in the JV game. Last week we had the preseason classic hosted here at Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium. The Mustangs were unfortunately disappointed that night. We had Colonial here to play for the preseason classic, as well as International Community School. The first game was with those 2 teams playing each other, and then the Mustangs are going to get involved in the second and third periods of the Jamboree, but it was not to be, as a lightning storm came into the area and then sat over Wekiva for an extended period of time late in the first period when ICS was playing against Colonial, so the Mustangs never got a chance to take the field as we tried for probably about half an hour to get that game restarted, but then it became clear that the Lightning was not going to go anywhere, and so that turned out to be a wash for the Mustangs. They didn't get any playing time in and had to wait for the regular season.
Andrea Santana substitutes into the game for the Mustangs.
Uh-oh. Our video feed is frozen here. Oh, no it's not. He was just holding very still. Offsides. Mustangs ball. Four young ladies participating in their first ever high school contest tonight. Kendall Bass at goalkeeper, Imani Gonzague at midfield, Jessica Rodriguez at forward, and Imani Hall at wing are four freshmen on the JV team. Most of the team made up of sophomores and about 5 juniors on the roster as well. Natasha Bermejo putting some pressure on the Knights on defense, forcing them to kick it away. Last 60 seconds of action, probably the best look that Ocoee has had in the second half at setting up scoring opportunities, none of them materializing so far. 8 minutes to go here in the second half. Early games, particularly for JV players, are always a bit of a learning curve when it comes to team communication and having the other players on your team react the way that you expect them to react when making some passing decisions. And we've certainly seen on both sides a little bit of confusion on that tonight, but that's to be expected again with the very first official game that some of these players have played, particularly the younger folks. We'll expect that to get sharpened up over the course of the season. The Knights get into the box there, but the kick is deflected away. Defense turned up there by Diana Bahena. And the Knights will again come away empty-handed. Another scoring opportunity. But Bermejo playing keep away, and the save goes to Bass. Offsides call. And the Mustangs will escape once again. We'll have a substitution here.
Ryan and Torres back into the game for the Mustangs.
Knights will get the ball on the throw-in. 3 minutes to go. It looks like while the Knights have been putting up a good showing here in the second half, keeping control of the ball and getting some good opportunities in position, the Mustangs have been able to hold the fort down. And those opening 15 minutes may be enough to do it here in the opening contest of the season for Wekiva. Castillo takes over with an opportunity to get the ball inside. Mustangs unable to capitalize, though, and the Knights clear it back to midfield. Under a minute to play. Mustangs just barely keep the ball in bounds, and at this point they're going to be content to run out the last 15 seconds of this game.
Takes us to the end of the ball game. The Mustangs will rely on their strong performance in the opening 15 minutes of the contest to take the W tonight to open up Season 13. 3-0 is the final score of the JV contest. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for coming out tonight to Baptiste Orthodontic Stadium to support your Mustang and Knight athletes. Special thanks also to those of you who joined us on our YouTube channel, Wekiva Sports, or the NFHS Network. Don't go anywhere. We've got varsity soccer action coming your way right after the warm-up period. For those of you who are listening online, please be aware that the JV and the varsity games are on 2 separate live streams. So we will need to say goodbye to you on this stream, and we will say hello to you again in about 10 to 15 minutes on the varsity stream. We hope you'll join us there.